Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Justice for All, and I am your hostess, Jocelyn. It is hot, as you know what, out here in New Hampshire. Today was 95, yesterday, I think it was 97 I saw on the temperature gauge out by the bank. Monday, I don't know, that was Monday, today's Tuesday. Sunday was quite hot as well. It's really been a scorcher. It's all good, you know, that's what summer's about, but I don't know. Yesterday, there must have been 30 plus chemtrails in the sky, and they were doing doubles of each one all the way across. And then they had them layering them super high, and those got really wide, and then the chemtrails underneath crossed and were doubles. My good friend Donna and I, we were counting them. It was unbelievable. And what do we have today? Rashes. Just saying, what was up there? What were they spraying? What came down on Earth? You can't make this stuff up. But anyway, just want to remind everybody that yesterday, because today's Truth Bomb Tuesday with Regina, so she's going to go absolutely crazy on this, but reminded us that yesterday was Liberation Day. What are you talking about, Jocelyn? Well, didn't the National Guard go to Washington, D.C., the foreign territory, the capital of the United States, but it's a foreign territory? Yeah. Trumpies surrounding the swamp. And there ain't alligators in this swamp. They are evil, satanic, loosh-sucking, gut-sucking, manipulative, cheating, horrible people. And I may be being very gentle when I say people. But when we get Regina on, let's ask her opinion of what do you think's going to happen next? If yesterday was Liberation Day, in Washington, D.C., I wonder what happened in London. The other foreign territory that's a capital of the country, England. I wonder what happened, in Rome, the other foreign territory, the Vatican, that's the capital of Italy. I wonder what happened there yesterday, because, it's a triangle. They're all connected. 3 countries whose capitals are foreign territories. Think about that. It's absolutely insane. And they're all tied at the hip. Telling you, it's going to be a mind-blowing couple of months, we can tell. We've got RFK going after Big Pharma, stopping the... we still get censored for that. They took another one of my YouTubes, my cable YouTube, got renewed, reset up. Thank goodness for art. Got back my Rumbles. I wasn't able to get on Rumble for over a week, so I got one back. I'm pretty sure I got both. But this is the games they're playing. They don't want we, the people, their employers, to be telling the truth, to be talking about the truth. Hey, Stiletto, there she is, ready to go. So without further ado, because we have got so much to talk about, just on and on and on, your head should be spinning at this point because nothing's happening. Kidding. You can't stop what's happening. FAFO. Don't know what that is? Google it. All right, without further ado, let's get on and go to Hypocrisy and Lies. All right, seeing if I could get on my Rumble in my quick little break there. So let's start with, I kind of made this section Heal the World very general, but let's take a peek at video 1. What's going on in the world?
You won't believe it. If these people stop throwing the ball, Kenya will face drought again. Yes, this is not a playing ball. There is a seed hidden inside this ball, and charcoal is wrapped on the outside. These people throw them in desert areas. Now, as soon as it rains, the seed inside the ball germinates, which with time turns into a forest. Today, these forests have become a shelter for millions of animals.
There we go. Putting a little seed in a ball. So obviously there's fertilizer and stuff in there, good stuff, wrapped in charcoal, which they throw out into the desert. And when it rains, it germinates because it's in its own little egg. It's in its own little cocoon. I also read a story that in a desert, very barren area, they literally dumped acres of orange peels and fruit peels. And within a decade, the entire area had turned into a forest. So why are all our deserts deserts? In China, as much as I hate to talk about China, they send their slaves out into the desert and they dig trenches, not terribly big, but millions and millions of trenches. And they drop seeds in them and whatever else, the fertilizer, whatever them. And they have grown thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of acres of food and forests and grass and green stuff, because foods and grass and green stuff and forests take the CO2 and turn it into oxygen, because we need CO2 to grow the plants. That's what makes them grow big and strong. And then they save us, the humans, by taking the CO2 that comes out of our mouths. Yes, CO2 comes out of your mouth. So when they say they want to reduce the carbon footprint, human carbon, I can add 1 + 1 + 1 makes 3. Carbon, human footprint. They want to reduce it. Deforest. We have to shut down all the coal plants. The coal plants in the United States, etc., have the cleanest footprint. And again, what do you think they pump into greenhouses to make the plants grow? CO2. Figure it out, people. And you sit there sucking down your Dunkin' Donuts, your donut, your McDonald's that God only knows how many human pieces and animals and DNA are in it. But please eat them. But do it, and don't expect my tax dollar to take care of your health. Don't expect my tax dollar to help you, because you're dumb. That's the problem we're having now. Just gave you the 911 on CO2. You need to figure this out, because the consequences of your behavior affects the rest of us. And as soon as we grab that brass ring, the majority of us, we will be a constitutional republic like that. Because that's what we are. Not mob rules. Gotten away for it for quite a while, not too much longer. All right, let's go to video 1A. This is cool. Building houses.
Unbelievable. This guy is really smart. He is covering all the walls of his house with foam boards, which not only protect against heat and cold, but also block out outside noise. Once the foam is installed, he levels the walls by pouring a layer of concrete directly on these boards. Then, after painting, the house not only looks beautiful, but the atmosphere inside will also be quiet and comfortable, cool in summer and warm in winter.
What, you mean we don't have to have that pink fiberglass stuff that if it gets on your arms or in your underwear or down your pants, you get a nasty rash and you itch? What do you mean we don't have to put up those strips, that fall down and fall apart? We don't have to blow it into your roof so that everybody is asphyxiated? He did it on the outside, and then he put a layer of cement over it, so we don't need clapboards and wood and siding, clapboards that the bugs eat. the siding that's steel and falls apart and warps and looks like crap after a while. Where do we live? United States of America, and we can't do that? These two videos are telling you what they have been stealing from us, what they have not been allowing to happen, how they've been lying to you. Not necessarily my audience, because my audience, quite smart. They're well connected. They do their research. But to the others that pop on, yeah. Let's go to video 1B. The ocean. I mean, these are all, solutions, but they're on a tiny, tiny scale. Let's take a peek at this one.
This Ocean Cleanup System 3 is a groundbreaking solution to tackle ocean plastic pollution. This remarkable technology features a 2.2-kilometer-long floating barrier in the shape of a U that is towed by 2 ships. The barrier effectively guides floating plastic into a collection area, where it is stored in a secure bag. To ensure no harm comes to marine life, the bag is monitored by 16 cameras, and an escape hatch is provided for any trapped fish. Once the bag reaches its capacity, it is lifted onto a boat, where the waste is sorted and sent to recycling facilities. The system aims to remove 90% of oceanic plastic by 2040, offering hope for a cleaner future for our oceans.
Brilliant. And we've all seen that and known about it, but how come there's not like 5 near India and Pakistan and Vietnam and all the places where they throw so much plastic trash into their rivers? Maybe they need to do a small version of that and go down the rivers there, because that's where piles of trash and plastic are. And oh, by the way, all the countries that say they're recycling, but they put it onto a boat and then they go dump it in the deepest part of the ocean. Yep. Come on. Why is this not a thing everywhere? Explain this to me, which leads to the question, are they really recycling? Because I hear at my recycling center, i.e. the dump, that it costs too much to recycle. Really, if you're recycling, you should be making money. Meanwhile, all the bins, put this plastic here, put that plastic there, put this metal here, put that tin there, put the aluminum there, put this plastic there. Oh, but not those plastics there. They have to go over here. And here's the regular trash, and here's the wood, and here's leaves and twigs, and, Hiawatha knows all about that. You're a freaking mouse in a maze being told what to do. And there is no proof they're recycling. And if they really wanted to recycle, why don't they change the packaging? Have you ever noticed the plastic that wraps the plastic? And then you go through the checkout and the checkout person says, would you like that in plastic? Oh, I don't know. There's about 5 layers on it right now. I don't think so. Let me throw it into my cloth bag. Nutsy. Here's another good one about sheep. Although in disclosure, they say the United States, and this is not the United States. I'm thinking this is someplace in Europe, but you'll get the point when you watch. Go ahead.
Look, in America, when they take the sheep out to graze, there are some lambs whose mothers have died right after giving birth. So they carry milk on donkeys for these lambs. And whenever the lambs feel hungry, they feed them milk through a pipe hanging from the donkey. Then, when they bring the sheep back to the farm, they bathe them in machines to remove the dust and dirt from their bodies.
I'm 100% sure that's not America. Maybe South America, I don't know, in the Americas. But how brilliant. Steam clean the sheep, their wool, keep the bugs and everything away from them. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And the lambs that lost their moms, they're not standing there with a bottle going, I'm going to hand feed you. The donkey does it with the tubes on the side. Come on. It's just mind-blowing to me. You don't say rinse your tuna cans before recycling. I see what you're saying, Gina. Yeah, I ain't rinsing nothing. I take a leftover napkin or a leftover piece of paper, wipe it, separate it. But I'm about this close to no more recycling because we don't have what you guys have in the cities. We have to go to the dumps ourselves. Oh, and they charge us taxes for that. So go figure that out. Look inside the garbage bins in Subway and trash in the same bag. Exactly. Exactly right, Chris. All right, let's take this one's a picture. So let's put picture 1D up. We've all heard about hemp. 1 acre of hemp can produce the same amount of paper as 4 acres of trees. It grows faster, 10 times faster, and it's cheaper. But do they do that? No. We got to do the whole tree thing and deforesting and the huge amount of transport on trucks and this and that and this and just the BS that goes along with it. That's how you make paper. Efficiently, quickly, fast, and cheap. Just saying. But do they do that here? Nope. All right, video 1E. This one, we've heard about hydrogen cars, water-powered cars, and they're trying to shove down our throats the electrical cars, or they did try to shove it down our throats during the Biden, Binky Biden in the basement era, where everybody but Biden was using the auto pen to sign laws, etc. This technology has been around forever. Back in the 1800s, I'd venture to guess it might be back as far as the late 1700s, there's technology we don't know about that they've been hiding because they can make money at it, because they can keep us slaves to electricity, slaves to gas, slaves to the cars, slaves to heat, and just keep working to pay for it as we raise the prices. And oh, by the way, we're going to charge you like on the electric. I don't think I put it in here, but I'll put it in next week. But there's let's see if I've got it right here. There's an incredible meme, and I put it out on my Facebook this morning. Let me go to me. Okay, why is it not going to me? Okay, well, that's fun. Never mind, I won't find it. But anyway, it says you've got your electrical cost, the transfer cost, the turn it on, the switch fee, the I have to pay for all the electrical cars fee. It was something like 15 fees, and they got a little nasty towards the last 3, and it's really pretty funny. They had some select terms in there. So I'm going to definitely put that up next week, or go on my Facebook and you'll see it there. I think I put it on Telegram as well, my broadcasters, so take a peek in there. So let's take a look at video 1E.
Passing Rouen Cathedral, something almost literally out of Jules Verne. This car can cruise at speeds of up to 70-odd miles an hour. On water. The energy factor, of course, is hydrogen, which, as any schoolboy knows, is contained in water in the ratio of 2 parts to 1 of oxygen. A formula described by Jules Verne more than 100 years ago. So what have we been waiting for? The engine can also power a generator, to provide light and heat. And what's more, it's pollution-free. The car's already run for well over 1,000 miles, and the promoters say the scheme is practical and a commercial proposition. Fuel on tap, in fact. An ordinary day in an ordinary supermarket.
1,000 miles on 1 tank of water. Pollution-free. 70 miles an hour. 100 years ago, they had the technology. And that video's 50s, 60s, maybe 40s, but I think 50s, 60s. So that makes it 50s, 60s. And they said they had it back with Jules Verne 100 years ago. So we're talking about 140, 150 years ago technology. Sorry, my brain just froze for math. I found a little electrical bill. Electrical bill. Ooh, what just happened? Stink. There we go. Electric bills be like usage, $40. And it just did it again. Why? They really don't want me to read this to you. This is where it keeps kicking out. Usage, 40. Distribution fee, 152. That's about right. Processing fee, 75. Accessing fee, 45. Transmission fee, 34. Fee, 15. Fee, fi, fo, fum, 1775. Might as well. What the F? Fee, 5. What the F you gonna do? Fee, 3. Another dollar won't hurt $1. That's pretty much what's on all of our service bills nowadays. It's funny, but that's exactly what they're doing. Down in Mass, my son was looking at his bill, and there's bills for green energy, and there's the bills for the electrical cars, and the bills for the power that feeds the electric. Why are we paying for people that chose to buy electrical cars? Why are we paying for the electric power stations for them? Oh, that's run by diesel. Oh, by the way, because if you go back 5 feet, there's the diesel engine that produces the electric for the power that you plug into your electric car. And I don't have a PhD. Insanity. Last but not least, gotta love Japan. Video 1F. $1994, they stopped jabbing the kids. The mortality, dying rate went way down. What's that say? Cause, effect. No jabs, no dead. So what was COVID all about? It's not too hard to put these things together, people. Take a little time. Turn off the television. Think. Talk to some people that are out there and know what they're talking about. All right, we're going to go to break number 1, but right before that, don't forget tonight at 9:15, Reel to Reel Talk. REAL to REEL Talk on My Broadcasters, which is on Telegram. Live chat. Join the chat at the top, 9:15 with Ron Flosser. Stiletto and I will be there. Come and hear all sorts of news and stuff that you hear floating around and join the conversation. Tonight, 9:15, Telegram, My Broadcasters. All right, let's go to pre-break 1 and bring on our guest.
Tell me a sound that's better than this.
Hey, Jocelyn.
Hey, how'd you like that one? The sweetest sound.
The sweetest sound. I love it. You know, my question for you is, what is the autism rate for young Japanese children?
Well, if they're not allowing the jabs, I'm guessing that's really low too, if not non-existent.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, hopefully Kennedy's going to get us back to what the Japanese are doing.
Right. And I think it has to be more than the kids. I realize that's
definitely, yeah. But everyone.
Yeah. Let's, we're going to stop this for the kids and stop that for the kids. And not that I have my own children, but it's for everybody. And it's the same as we have to leave the world better for our kids. No, we need to leave the world better now. Right now.
For us. Yeah.
Because
exactly.
When did they start that? 100 years ago. And where have we gotten with it? Nowhere.
Right. Exactly.
What's that?
And that water powered car is amazing.
Was that unbelievable? I couldn't believe that popped up at like 2 a.m.
But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, look at hydraulic power, whatever it's called. So,
yeah,
dude.
But
they can't rip you off that way, so they don't want to do it.
Nope. And I would venture to guess the engine doesn't break either.
Right. Exactly. It's probably a lot simpler than the cars we have now.
I'm guessing, and we wouldn't have to worry about EMPs and stuff like that.
Right.
So, talk to me about, all these people that are losing their minds because President DJT brought in the National Guard.
Yes, I've been waiting for about 5 years. I don't know about you. But definitely, I mean, we've been waiting for a while, but definitely after the 2020 election, the true MAGA patriots.
Yep.
We knew about this day, but we really were waiting for it to be made public. So my personal belief is swamp's already been drained. People are just going to see it now. That's what I've believed in for a while. So hopefully that's what's going to happen. I'm psyched. We need Liberation Day in New Hampshire. We need Liberation Day in every single woke city or town across the nation. And it's not just the Democrat-run ones. It's a lot.
It's all of them. Because the bottom line is, we are the employer, they are the employees, and they are out of control. They are doing things with no authority. We have our enumerated rights, enumerated by God, and those are ours, and no one and no government can take them away. But yet, they're trying to, they have to some degree, making laws and rules and all of this. We were talking about the IRS, but remind me about the IRS. I want to finish off with, so if yesterday was Liberation Day, you think it's going to spread across the United States? Are we going to see more Liberation Day?
In his press conference yesterday, he brought up Chicago, New York, I believe I want to say LA. I thought there was a third one.
Yep.
So those are the major ones, that everyone talks about. But you can bet your bottom dollar that if, Manchester or Nashua or Hampton, who is very woke, about as woke as you can get, they start doing this crazy stuff like they were doing back in 2020, it ain't going to be allowed. We're going to see the National Guard here. And the National Guard, just for clarification for everyone's purposes, is the military takeover. Why? Because we're going back to constitutional law, whether the Republicans like it or not, or whether the Democrats like it or not. Their day's over. They had their chance. We're going back to the Republic. And God bless President Trump.
Exactly. And I think we have to add, and the communists of the United States. I've shown this book many times, Enemies Within by Trevor Loudon.
Oh, yes.
That's 2.5 inches thick. Every name in this, every name is a Democrat. And every Democrat legislator in here, he cites multiple instances of where and what and who they associated with and became with the Communist Party. Oh, look, Hiawatha Warren, Democrat from Massachusetts. Yeah, woman of the world. And she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pages of her communist associations, every school, every group, DSA fundraiser, consumer financial protections that are all of them working with the booth in 2009, Young Professionals Midwest, AFL-CIO, Progressive Connections. I mean, straight through it. Any lists every single source on every single person. This is a book everybody needs to get. It'll blow your mind. Go to the library and read it. It's insane. Absolutely insane. I know. So what's going on in Hampton? Now, you filed something new, and I saw you were on the Sting as well. Bring us up to date with Hampton and the governor.
So the governor, unfortunately, did what I suspected she was going to do and ignored the whole thing because no one wants to deal with it, never mind someone who is not on our side. So the deadline that we gave for a response from AOT's office was the 7th. So that was last Thursday. I sent that out, as an FYI to Bruce, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to come on tonight?" So I got to go on with him and Chuck Thursday night. So the next step is filing with the court through the, we're going to go through the way they want something like this filed. So right now we're putting the argument together, which we pretty much already have, but I just want to put it into a format, that's more, like a court document. So we'll do that. We'll work on that, and then we'll file that with the Superior Court and see if what we were asking from AOT, and we'll be adding some things now. We'll just go ask the judge and see what happens.
See what the judge says.
And then there's already the federal side of sort of most of this is going on with the guy in Texas. So, and then, this is the civil way. We can also go after them criminally. So we have a bunch of different options. So.
Wow. I know you're doing this all pro se.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be me and probably one other person as I would say, the litigants, I guess you call them. And then we represent the people that it's between 50 and 60 people that signed on to this. So we'll represent all of them. Yeah, we're going to have to list them individually, but I think that's fine. I think it's worth it. So it's going to take a little time, but that's fine.
Absolutely.
And everyone's like, get a lawyer. I'm like, you go find me a lawyer and we'll talk about it. I'm like, I'm not wasting my time looking. I already know how to do the process online. We already have most of the argument written out. We just have to put it in the right format.
Well, the bottom line is that anything, everybody's supposed to be able to understand it and read it if you were jogging down the road. That's especially for laws and rules and regulations. And I believe that anything that you file, yes, it should be properly, it should, spell correctly, proper syntax, etc. Laying out what you need, what your redress is, what the problem is, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't need to be in legalese because that's the whole problem. That's why we have lawyers and they talk in legalese. We need to be talking maxims of law. We need to be talking common law, God's law, nature's law, original, as it started at the beginning. What they're doing is complete commercial law, and we are not commercial products.
And and the best part about it is we don't have to obey any of their rules because we're not part of the bar. And Attorney General Pam Bondi has already freaking, neutered the American Bar Association. She put a statement out about it. How about pretty much they're a left-wing organization with no credibility?
Yep.
So, go screw yourself. Pro se is the way to go. It's always been the way to go. Yep. And we're talking about specifically for this, it's going to be federal law and state constitutional law.
Yep.
And bottom line is, if you're an elected official of this state or a state official that's appointed or an employee or whatever it is, you have to uphold not only the statutes, but state constitutional law and federal law, constitutional federal law, not the crazy stuff they created, but the stuff that Trump is talking about, that has to be obeyed because that is what makes us a republic.
Correct.
So just because you make some statute that conflicts with it, which is what they've done with property taxes in the state, they allow it to be compared to market value. The definition of market value is actual, you sold your property. That's what your market value is. Everything else is an assumption. They're taking that assumption and they're taxing people on it. That is taxing someone on unrealized gain. The statutory law in New Hampshire is in conflict with federal constitutional law, specifically the 16th Amendment, taxing on income. You have not sold your house. There is no income to tax.
Exactly. Just as working for your employer, you are being compensated for labor.
You're getting, that is your compensation for your time.
Right. And it's not income, but they've labeled it income so they could tax it. And when they labeled it income, they could tax it, but they also tax it before your employer gives it to you, which is even worse.
If you sell a stock and make 50 grand, that's income.
Correct.
If you sell a stock that has a $50,000 unrealized gain, that is not income. You do not get taxed on that. Why are they taxing people as if they sold their home?
So it's almost, for a minute it flashed through my head. So if they're basing your property on unrealized gains against a pie in the sky figure for what your house is worth, but you haven't sold it. And then in the Biden administration and probably somewhere with the rhinos in your taxes, they want to hit you up again for unrealized taxes. So that would have been double dipping. I mean, talk about taxing the tax on the tax on the tax. Think about it. That's what Biden wanted, and then you would have been hit twice.
Right. And it's exactly what they're doing, because New Hampshire, whether we have a Republican governor like the one that we get, or a Democrat, we have been a progressive state for as long as I can remember.
Yep.
You know, I mean, look at Rockingham County. We look like Massachusetts. We might as well be Massachusetts.
Nashua's not too far away. We've got 3 properties. There's actually a meeting in Nashua tonight with the aldermen, and 3 Chinese billionaires bought 3 commercial properties for double and triple, and one is quadruple the asking price. But yet, the city has not reassessed these buildings, these properties for the proper tax amount, but they darn well have slammed people with their personal single residences, in some cases doubled. And in Hampton, what did you say some of the people got hit for?
People's assessments increased by well over, in some cases, 100%. Some lady's assessment, the street over from me, which my neighborhood got one of the hardest hit neighborhoods. Gee, I wonder why. The street over from me, $500,000 to over $1 million. And I mean, yeah, she has a nice house. It's right by the marsh. And then you look at some of the other properties and it's inconsistent on the same street. We've analyzed, a former engineer who's working on this has analyzed every single street in the town. He has proved that people were taxed disproportionately. I have the Sorrell versus New Hampshire case, which is going to be my holy Bible.
Yep.
For this. This is the courts already saying how flawed the property tax system is. So unless they've rectified it since 2001, which I highly doubt, or if they did, they're not showing any proof of actually. They might have a policy, but are they following the policy? No. So, you know, these people, they're so arrogant and they just think that nothing's ever going to happen to them. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, those days, they're over.
They're getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Plus, we have Ron Bouchard down in Massachusetts, We the People Too, the number 2.org, or .us, sorry. And he is still doing affidavits and notices. He is piling on these people and working on the grand jury, because the grand jury, as we all know, Daniel Richard taught it, David Jose, a whole bunch of people have taught it, but it originally was the people, you and me. You were literally picked at your town hall. You all showed up at the town hall and they said, we need, 15 people. I'm just picking a number, so don't anybody rip my head off. 15 people for this grand jury for this year. Right. And you get picked. And then they say, does anybody have a problem with Regina? And if somebody goes, yes, she stole my horse, of course it was back in the day or whatever, you were decided if it was okay. Everybody thought you were legit. Same for me. You gonna let Jocelyn on the thing? Oh no, she's got a big mouth. She shows up at the school deliberations and she thinks she gets to talk because she pays taxes. Yes, I do.
Right.
And so you would be vetted. That's the word I was looking for. You were vetted by people in your own town. What do they do now? From the DMV list, of which they can populate it and decide who they want for their grand jury or any jury. And oh, by the way, we, the people on the grand jury, decided if something was going to be prosecuted, and we decided if there was a problem when we were going to look into it. If there was a problem, if there was a crime, we would give it to the prosecutor. Only then would the prosecutor go forward when we said there's a crime, we want this looked into, here's your evidence, here's your this, and you go to the judge and you go, and here are the subpoenas. That's the only time the judge is allowed to open his mouth and do anything in your case. That is now totally run by the bar, and it's totally unconstitutional.
Yes, exactly. Pretty much everything they do, I think. I mean, I don't think I can name anything that they do that's right anymore. They're talking about solar panels at the selectmen meeting on the landfill. How about we build a sidewalk? How about we pave some roads? Come on, people.
Look at the roads up here in New Hampshire. Oh, but you've got snow. You haven't figured out any technology to take care of that. In Germany, they have self-repairing highways.
No, actually, this is going to tie everything in. So we were talking about recycling, which is definitely a joke. All they do is they drive this shit around and make money. The roads, they used to use, glass, how we got rid of glass so that we could substitute it with plastic.
Yep.
Well, I've had landfill experts tell me when I was a selectman, private guys, not government people, private sector guys, glass is easy to get rid of. And you want to talk about recycling. As a town, we considered it. They wouldn't go for it. But if we collected the glass, all the bottles from all the bars we got in this place, all the restaurants, you crush it and you use it to insulate the roads. And that's what they used to do. But for some reason they stopped, and it prevents the roads from cracking.
Yep.
So, that's true recycling. It's using one thing up and then using it again for something else, not even having to throw it away.
Yep. I totally agree with you. All right, stick with me. We're going to go to break 2, and then we're going to come back with some videos and slightly Doge discovered money disappearances for people that work for us. It's going to blow people's minds. Let's go to pre-break 2 and break 2 and come back, Chris.
What do you call an alligator in a vest?
What?
An investigator.
I told my wife she should embrace her mistakes. She gave me a hug.
What did one ocean say to the other ocean? What? Nothing. They just waved.
What did one wall say to the other?
What?
I'll meet you at the corner.
I know a lot of jokes about retired people, but None of them work.
I love those baby jokes. I'm sorry. I mean,
I love. Oh my God, I love Kennedy. He's my favorite. Kennedy.
Exactly. They're fun little jokes.
Yeah, they are fun. I love fun.
And just laughing. That's what we need. Laugh, laugh, laugh.
Yes.
You know, I just love them. Whoever's doing those, thank you, and keep them coming.
I mean, even Hillary looked cute in that.
Yeah. She absolutely did. And that's about all I could tolerate of her. And thank God that's all it was, but it was good. I loved it. They're just too cute. Let's go. This is going to blow people's minds. So let's go to video 3. Talking about Clinton. Look at what happened with her daughter in the wedding. I want to know $1.7 million of taxpayer money spent on her private wedding. So I'm guessing USAID, NGO?
Most likely, yeah.
Or the Clinton Foundation?
Clinton Foundation for sure.
Because I
remember all the money they raised for Haiti. Never got to Haiti.
Correct. They rebuilt one building, but brought back a lot of Haitian children.
Yeah.
That's just disgusting. And Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were at the wedding. Huh.
I've seen a photo with Ghislaine there. Yeah.
Yep. And the other thing is, didn't Ghislaine Maxwell buy a huge mansion here through the Shaheen law firm? And she got arrested. And wasn't it Hillary Clinton that officiated the wedding for Maggie Goodlander and Jake Sullivan, her husband?
Oh, I didn't know that, but I would not doubt it. And I remember, Ghislaine Maxwell it was either her house or one of Shaheen's safe houses. I don't know what it was, but
something like that. Yeah.
Here in New Hampshire.
Definitely. Hillary officiated in the wedding with Maggie Goodlander, who, let me remind people, is a legislator here in New Hampshire. And she was the lawyer. She had been in the Navy, National Guard or something like that, Navy, and she became a lawyer. And she helped write the impeachment for President Trump. Isn't that nice? And her husband is Jake Sullivan. And Jake Sullivan was super, I can't remember his position with Obama, but big wig way up there. And he was number one man for Biden and in on all the dirty deals. And they have a multi-million-dollar on the coast. I'm not sure where. I know it's not Hampton, but I know it's somewhere there. And yet she had a little apartment on a tree street in Nashua so she could run for CD2. Isn't that interesting?
I'm sure, because what makes us wonderful here in New Hampshire, and so is that not only do we have the Sheens that will do anything to make sure that Trump doesn't, get his agenda through, we also have the Sununu's.
Yep.
So we got both sides in New Hampshire working against MAGA, regardless of what they'll tell you on television, okay, or what people believe.
Yep.
It sucks. Like we got people here that just moved to this town and now they're running for Congress. I mean, what the heck is going on? Why is that even allowed?
Money, 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 money. And how come we always have a Republican governor, but yet our federal legislators are always Democrat?
Gee, I wonder.
Every time. And in 2020, when Marilyn and all of us got together and we're looking at the numbers, and I got the numbers for Amherst, and that's when we figured out all come together, how one, depending on the size of your town, where one, if not two machines, the governor had the highest amount of votes, and the legislators.
The governor got more votes than both president candidates on one of the elections, I remember noticing.
Yeah. And the absentee ballots were all over the place. It wasn't just Windham. Windham was one of the more obvious, but in every other town, there was one machine or two that you could see the numbers completely flipped from the other machines. And it was every single town and city. Unbelievable. Let's look at pick 3A, because we can talk while it's up. So 18,700. Slow down, Chris. Can you go back?
She needs more than a foot massage.
Is it on automatic? Oh, it's on automatic. Whoops. Okay.
What was that? Yodeling lessons?
Yeah. So these guys are, let's see that again. Thank you.
Yeah, foot massage. I'd be spending the money on something else.
$1,000 for weaves and eyelashes. 108,000 lunch Bruins.
And does that mean the Bruins had to pay that?
45,000 for private yodeling.
That's crazy.
795 a month for magazines.
Yeah, I'd like to know what he's getting for magazine subscriptions.
But the thing is, we're paying for those, plus we're paying for their salaries, but they get to deduct it from their taxes. There's a couple more that we'll see. You and I don't get to deduct things from our taxes that they do. Well, it's for their job. Oh, really? You need weaves and eyelashes for your job? So do I. On here. Oh, but you got to have an LLC. You got to have this. You got to have an LMNOP. Look at video 3B. This one's terrible.
I don't want an LLC. That just means you're corrupt.
Correct. New Hampshire. Let's see video 3B. Millions and started with 41,000 and ended up with 33 million, 150,000 for pencil neck and ended up at 47 million. I mean, how?
And if they have 47 million, then why do we have to pay for their freaking weddings?
Why are we paying for their nails and hair? And why are we paying for all their trips and everything? Why are we paying for anything? Why are they getting a salary?
They're doing that I can tell you right now, they do that in the towns. I mean, from my experience as a selectman, the town manager, he's got his gas paid for, he's got like the connection so we can hear what's going on at the police department the whole time. I mean, that stuff's expensive. New vehicles, I see all the time. They got brand new vehicles.
Yep.
And then you can't, it's waste. All they know how to do is waste.
Steal and waste. Steal
and waste.
And then look at you and say, work harder, work more hours. before I got assaulted, I was working 70 to 90 hours a week. 70 to 90 hours a week. And I don't think, and it was 10 years ago, but so working 911, I never earned more than $15 an hour.
Oh.
And the more hours you work, the more taxes they take. And this is the thing, you work harder, you work more, and you think you're going to have more and you don't. And so that's why Trump's no tax on tips and no tax on overtime is huge. Huge.
It is. It's eventually going to be no tax on any income. And that's what people,
we talked about that.
It had never been to begin with.
Exactly. So this one's kind of fits in, but it doesn't. But picture 3D, Chris. Area 51. So he randomly is going to pick 2,000 people to visit Area 1 to see alien files and ships and weapons, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you say, well, why is that important? How much money is being spent to keep all of that hidden from the world? What else is going on there? Is that the 6 million that went missing from the Pentagon? Is that the black budget they talk about, or whatever it is? Where is all that money coming from? And by taking those people there, is he exposing the waste and the fraud? Maybe there's nothing there, or maybe there is, and we should know about it.
Right. I think he's just being, whatever it is, he's going to be transparent about it. I mean, look at when he went with the freaking Powell guy to the, what they're doing over at the Fed. And then the guy resigned like a week later.
I know.
He's like, and then the guy didn't even know that it went up from whatever it was. It had jumped like another $500,000, and Trump knew, but Powell didn't even know.
Exactly. Oh, but that was in the other building, in Reno.
Yeah. It's all part of the upgrades.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, and last but not least, before I let you go, because this is what we were talking about all night, picture 3C. There's 3 of them, but let's scroll through them. Oh, they're all up there. Great. So COVID relief, the 16th Circuit Court took COVID relief payments. Excuse me?
Yeah.
Can be taken from the retirement accounts. Let's take it. Let's take every penny back from them. Then you've got the accounts belonging to the Democrats and rhinos. Again, thousands and thousands and thousands.
Sununu, Shaheen, all the law firms in New Hampshire got millions of dollars from that COVID money.
Yep. I have a friend who had her own business and shut down. It's a small business. She got, are you ready for this? $100, and they shut her down for 6 months.
Yeah. You can't do anything. You can't go anywhere. Oh, but you can go buy liquor at the liquor store, and you can go to Walmart.
I can say you can go to Wally World.
Yeah. But getting COVID, that's where you get COVID is Walmart. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You get COVID on the airplane as well, because you got pneumonia there to begin with, because they never clean the filters, and the air in the front recirculates to the back. It doesn't go out, get cleaned, and come back. Somebody sneezes, you're inhaling that. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Well, my friend, this hour has flown by.
Fun.
It is, as always. So I will see you in 2 weeks with more updates, and I'm sure all sorts of shenanigans, because nothing's happening.
Oh, this is happening. You just got to look, and maybe between now and then, me and you will have liberated New Hampshire.
Let's go for it. All right, my friend. Thank you. As always, blessings to you, and behave.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So there we have it. New Hampshire Muckraker and Truth Bomb Tuesday. You can find her on LinkedIn, X, Truth Social, Facebook. And I post a lot of Regina's links. I just posted it again in LinkedIn. So make sure you follow and share. Same with my show, Stiletto on Thursdays at 8 o'clock, Street Talk. And just keep pushing these shows out. If you look in the breaks, you can see all the other shows during the week. And tonight at 9:15, 14 minutes from now, Reel to Reel On Telegram, my broadcasters with Ron Flosser. Have a great day. Enjoy my outro, and I'll see you next week. And get out there and speak truth and stick to the Constitution. Don't let anybody make you waver.